Welcome to 3D.sk. On this site you can find thousands of images of whatever you need, from male and female characters, costumes, animals. We also have 3D scans, textures, texture maps, street photo reference, studio photo reference, and many more, which can all be found on this site.
In this tutorial we'll be carrying on from the last tutorial when we were covering the ear. Now the ear is not imported yet, I'll be importing that in the next tutorial. So today we're just going to cover the nose, and we're going to start that off today. So let's just move this out of the way a little bit, and let's control select both of these, the mouth and the eye, and let's hide selection so it's all out of the way. So we're going to start off with a plane. Make sure the length and width segs are at 1. And now we're going to press Alt-X to go to X-ray mode. Now make sure that you are in standard view, not high quality, because if you're in high quality you're going to get this. And you're in standard view, and you've gone to viewport configuration, and you've made this a good enough pixel density to be able to view the images in a good enough quality. So moving on, let's turn the width segs up to 2. Convert it to an editable poly, and let's delete this side. Let's go to symmetry, and now we can go back to editable poly on the stack and make sure that show end result is on. Okay, so I'm just going to move this up to the bridge, move this here, and then I'm just going to connect them in a way, probably starting off with about this many. Then I'm going to go to the side view, go to the object as a whole by just clicking here, and then I'm going to go back to editable poly once I've moved it into place. I'm going to go to vertex mode, and I'm going to select the vertexes from the side view, making sure I'm clicking and dragging so I get the vertexes in front and behind. As you can see, it's a little bit off. The image has been a little bit off throughout these tutorials, but that is fine, as you'll probably have the exact same problem unless you've spent hours on setting up the reference and morphing it into shape. So let's connect one edge here. Just going to be connecting edges where we need them. Probably need one more here. Probably need one more here too. And that kind of gets us the side view of the nose. So we'll be using the side view as our main kind of our reference. We'll be still using the front view, but we'll be kind of compensating for the front and side views. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the vertexes, hold Control, go to Edge, click that, left click it, and I'm going to hold Alt and just deselect them edges. And now I've got these. Now I can drag this out holding Shift. I'm going to do it all the way to here. Okay. Now I'm going to get this edge. No, not yet. Let's go back to the front view. And let's just think about what we're compensating for. So, as we know, it's a little bit more down. So, let's just do this. Let's make it a little bit more in. You could do this by vertex, which is probably a better idea. Just move it in to the bridge of the nose. And then once you get to the top of the bridge, I'm probably going to do something like this. Because then this edge is going to go into the eyebrow, and then you'll have the loop for the eye here. So it'd look kind of like that. So let's just move this up a little bit. I'm going to put that here just to show what I'm doing there. And then to carry on the topology, you would do this. You would target weld this to here. Then you would move these to the center. I can easily do that by right clicking 0 on the X. I'm just going to put it like there. And just going to make sure they're in the best place that they can be. Make this more like this. Okay, I'm happy with that. And this is just so when you go around here, you're going to have less edges coming in. So, now that we know that, we also know that this is going to be like this. So let's move them into place. Select some of these vertexes. Move them into place. Obviously this is going to have to go thinner and thinner, so let's do that. Let's kind of do the compensation that I was talking about. Okay, that seems fine to me. What we also could do if we liked is we could select the reference and just move it up to where we want it. Actually, let's just move it forward a little bit. Shift, hold, move it forward. We can always delete this later. And then we can move it up a little bit. Just for the nose. While we work on it, and then we can just delete it later. So now that we've got that, let's go back to our model. And now we can more accurately pin it where we want it to be. So I'm just going to move these down a little bit. Move this here. Obviously also selecting that vertex. Let's move this in a little bit. Let's get here. Actually, because we need to work out what kind of topology we want. So the topology that we kind of want. So yeah, I can actually do that. That's fine. And move it a little bit out. Maybe a little bit down. Then target weld here to here. Select all these. Maybe move them like this a little bit. And then we can move them back in to where kind of this nostril starts. And then move it up a little bit. Maybe a bit more back. A bit more forward. Just trying to get this moved into place a little bit. Obviously we want some more roundness for the nose. So we can solve that problem by just moving this out a little bit. And then we've got a little bit more kind of roundness. Another thing we could do is we could move this all the way back. And we could do something like this. Now I want to leave a little gap here because the topology is going to kind of go here. And then round, round, and then back in. And so it can encapsulate the nostril kind of. So I'm just going to move some of these back. Is that the right one? No, it's not. So obviously we need to move these back a little bit now. Because obviously your nose isn't completely flat. So we just wanted to put a bit more kind of roundness there. Gonna move this here. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm happy with that so far. Okay. Obviously if we unhide, unhide all, these edges are just gonna replace those edges, basically. But there's gonna be, so let's say if I had this, it's gonna be more kind of halfway. Like that. And then it would have to be halfway on here as well. Just moving vertexes around to kind of match how it should be. I'm going to say I'm happy with that so far. Okay. Now, I'm going to extrude this to here by holding shift, as you know, if you've been following along with the tutorials. And then I'm going to add 2 segments here, I think. And this is going to be the nostril. Like so. Obviously, as you would, I'd prefer to have another connect here. Just one segment. So I can round them out a little bit more. A little better. Make them a little bit more nostril-like. Just round this all out. Okay, now that we got that, let's go back to the side view and let's sort it out from this view. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to delete this and this. We want to select these edges, extrude to here. Let's get these all the way down here. Almost at the edge. We just want to make a kind of outline of the nostril here. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to select here. I'm going to go to scale, hold shift, and scale this out. Then I'm going to move it up a little bit and scale it down a little bit. Okay, now we just need to target weld here to here, here to here, here to here. Then go to the move tool. Should we be? I don't like that one. So I'm going to leave it like this. Obviously we need to move them back into place where they should be. This is kind of like, it's a loop around the nose, so it can, so it always stays like a circular shape. This is the topology that we want for that. So I'm going to move this out like this. So let's Control Z that. Let's leave it like this for now. Let's move that up here. Obviously move these back in. Just turn X-ray mode off for a second so I can see more what's going on. Okay. How does it look from the front view? Not very good. So let's just change that. Let's turn on X-ray mode. Okay. We obviously want this to go more in then. Let's move this vertex in, this one, and this one back here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this face, these two, grow it, deselect them. I'm just going to put a quick relax on this. Maybe 2. Then I'm just going to move this one out. Move these vertexes back in. And for now I'm happy with that shape. Okay, let's go to the side view. Okay. So what we want is we want this to be the back of it, if you will. The back of the nostril. And then we want this to be going back in, if that makes sense. So we want this to still be going around the nostril, so it'd be something kind of like here. So it'd be kind of going like so, back into the nostril. We don't want it going here, back into the loop, because that doesn't make much sense. Because that's not how the nose works. So I'm just going to add 2 connects on here. Going to move them in. Let's go to the front view. Let's move that edge more where it should be. Kind of going upwards. Yeah, exactly like this. And then of course it would go like that. I'm going to change the color of my material because it's kind of hard to see that's better. So it was hard to see what was kind of going on. So now I'm going to go like this. I'm going to use scale and I'm going to scale this inwards to create that. Okay, now that we got that, let's check the nostrils again. Let's just select these 2, move them like this a little bit, Alt X, so they're a little bit more up. Also remember to select that one. Now the nose, if I just go over here, the nostril kind of comes like this and then it goes up like this. And then this part kind of makes the other part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of this. I'm going to move it up. Then I'm going to... Do I want to do that? Yeah. I'm going to bridge here to here. Here to here. Yes. No. Bridge here to here. No. We want to add a... I'm just trying to work out what exactly I want to do here. Maybe I want to bridge from here to here. Is what I'm thinking. Let's delete that. Bridge from here to here. Nope. Don't want to do that. Let's just Control Z that. Let's bridge from here to here. Or do we want it more like that? No. We want a bridge from here to here. That's what we want. Yes. Delete that. Control backspace. Target weld that to there. Move this a little bit. Then, all we got to do is move this upwards. Like so. And if we go inside, let's target weld this to here, and this to here. And then we've got what we want. Kind of. What I want to do is I just want to kind of get this, grow it a little bit, relax it a little bit. Then we've kind of got what we want. Actually, I didn't like that. Let's scale these in a little bit without alt X, obviously. Select these, scale them in a little bit. Let's move these up. Let's try a turbo smooth on this to see how it looks when it's going to be smoothed in ZBrush. Turbo smooth. I don't actually like this that much. So I may go back and change it up a little bit. I kind of like what's going on there, here, but also kind of not. Just go back in. And let's just delete the things that we just did that I didn't like very much. Let's move this upwards. Just trying to work out really what we want to do here. Maybe we want to bridge from here to here without a leg sync. It's basically the same thing, so we don't want to do that. We want to bridge here. That's the step that I missed. We've got to do this area for the nostril. That's going to fix a few problems. Let's bridge here. One segment. And obviously you're going to have to ring here, connect. Target weld this to here. Okay, let's move that in. And I'm fairly happy with this topology. Just move this out a little bit. Let's use relax on this a little bit just to kind of relax it out. I really want to move these out because they're kind of distracting. I don't like this edge right here, this kind of pulling point. So I'm going to try and find a way to sort that out, which would, the simplest way would be to, instead of bridging that, it would be to target weld it. And then get rid of this. And then that's a bit better. Yep, so this goes like this. This one goes in here. This one goes up here. So, the nose is almost done now. So we can go back to the side view and have a look what's going on there. Because it's kind of hard to see what's going on, I'm going to make sure I'm selecting the right vertexes in this view, which is these ones. Alt X, make sure that they're kind of matching up with that. Go here, move these down, move these down. Now I'm going to select all these and delete. I may actually just get rid of them for now. Go to here, and then holding shift, bring them in a little bit more. Then move them up. Scale them inwards, and move them up and in a little bit. You could even do, if you wanted a bit more detail, because this is a loop so you can have this as high resolution as you like, you could go chamfer, and you could maybe just chamfer it out a little bit, make it a bit more circular. Now when we turbo smooth all this, it's going to be like that. It's going up here, this going across here. But it's not really got that nose appearance right now, so we're going to fix that. Mainly by moving this in a little bit more, obviously selecting the whole loop. Move this in a little bit more. Apart from obviously the inside loop, which we don't want to select. I'm actually going to get rid of this because I don't like it very much. Okay, that's going up there, that's going through to there. No, that's fine. Now what we want to do is we want to create the rest of the nose. I would actually like another loop here, so I can kind of round this out a little bit more. And the topology will be more even. So let's get here. Let's bridge to here maybe? Nope. Let's bridge to here. Is this going to work out? I think this will make a nice little kind of transition maybe. But I think it might create more problems than I need. So let's just do it the normal way. And just move all these edges up. Create enough connects. So how many do we need? We need 3. Let's target weld that to here. That one to here. And that one to here. And of course, this one to here. Now I'm just going to select some of these vertexes. Do the lazy relax. Maybe grow it a bit more. And do a lazy relax. Let's kind of relax it all out for me. Actually, I'm going to go back and delete these. Show end result on, and just have a look at it so far. And what we want to do is we want to make it in a way that these edge loops of the eye can keep going. So we kind of want to do something like this. Actually, I may just leave it there. So we can attach it to the eye later. If you imagine if we go to the eye, add a loop in here, connect, and that's going to be our loop. Then this loop is going to kind of go, and then it's going to come down, and we're going to get the rest. So let's go back to the nose, go to edible poly, let's just move this in a little bit. If we wanted this nostril to be a bit more obvious, you can do it around the loop that we have. That's why we created this loop, so it can be kind of pulled out a little bit to make it a bit more obvious. So the topology now would kind of be going loop, and then it would go here, and then down the face, and then round to the chin. And that's what we'll be covering in the next tutorial. Now that we have all the facial features done, the eye, the nose, the mouth, and we have the ears, which we'll export in the next video, we can now start to merge the face together and create the topology of the main features of the face. See you in the next tutorial. Welcome to the end of this tutorial. Feel free to comment with feedback and suggestions below, and you can also comment on what you'd like to see us do in the future. Thank you, and goodbye.